not getting into heaven. I gotta make transitions on the spot, Steve. I don't know. All right, here he is, my fellow heretic. No, he's a very funny guy and a very nice guy. Put your hands together, Mr. Steve Monaco. Steve, I did.
How's everyone doing? Wow, that was outstanding. Thank you. I just turned 40. And let me tell you, it's great. I had to go to the doctor. Doctor says, you know, you really should lose some weight. I asked him how. He says, stop eating anything white. Let me tell you, my wife is pissed, but my girlfriend, Shaniqua, she's really happy. And, you know, I went online to find out, you know, how many calories you burn doing certain daily activities. You know, so of course I put in masturbation and it said up to 100 calories per ejaculation. Let me tell you, I should have lost 15 pounds yesterday. Obviously not the case. But, you know, I'm Italian and Jewish, which means I was raised by a Guido and a Yenta. Do you know how horrible that is? A Guido and a Yenta? It's a lethal combination. Not only can I complain, I'm a ninja at arguing. And I'll just give you an example of that. It's like, Thank you. But it wasn't, you know, my parents used to fight all the time, and it wasn't that great. It got so bad one time, my mom took me out of the house at 10 o'clock to a 10 p.m. showing of Mommy Dearest. Have you ever seen Mommy Dearest? The end of the movie comes, and she's like, you see, I don't beat you with wire hangers. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good thing you're too cheap to do dry cleaning. Thank you. But as a kid, I was always the fat kid, and I was, you know, as my mom, this actually, true story, my mom, she's like, you weren't fat, you were fluffy. I'm like, no, I wasn't, I was fucking fat. But, I'm laughing at my own shit, that's great. But I had to buy clothes in the Husky section. Do you know how wonderful it is to buy clothes in the Husky section? They had the best clothes. If you add that with acne, braces, and a Bee Gees lunchbox, it was the perfect combination for never getting late. My parents would ask how my day was. I'd just come home and say, I'm just staying alive, staying alive. Like I said, I'm Jewish, but my last name is Monaco. It doesn't sound exactly like one of the Chosensteins. So I had to go to Hebrew school. And the kids there were absolutely, I don't know, they were just fucking mean. They'd all call me all sorts of names like pizza bagel, mozzarella. I mean, even the teachers asked me, are you sure you're in the right place? And I'd say, no, fuck, you found me out. I'm a spy sent here by the Vatican to figure out which one of your family killed Jesus. They didn't like that too much. But, you know, I grew up a little. I was tall. I was 6 feet tall, so I was always picked first for the Temple basketball team. What I call Jew hoops. Yeah, we were the mighty Maccabees. No biblical reference there, okay. But I asked my mom for a pair of Air Jordans, and she said, we'll see. And that obviously meant, no, go ask your father. So my dad brought them home one day, and my mom sees them, and she's kind of pissed off, and she's like, you're not wearing those. And I'm like, why? She goes, do you see the color of them? Yeah, that's the color of the Nazi flag. Oh, great. So, you know, I still played basketball. I was pretty good. But considering the fact that it was me and 9 whiny little Jewish kids on the court, and, you know, just as an example, they were like, boy, it's so drafty in here. I got so much schmutz on my glasses. Enough with the jumping. He's scaring us with the jumping. I was like fucking Michael Juden. It was great.
Michael Juden.
Why not? But, growing up, it was, it's a little difficult sexual-wise when you're not really experienced, and I was completely naive. I had no idea what I was doing. I thought cunnilingus was a new language on Star Trek, and my friends would all be dating, and they'd come home and tell me all their stories the next day, and I'm sitting home, humping pillows, listening to the Bee Gees, but finally I was like, all right, I got up enough courage, so I asked the class slut out, and she said yes, which I was kind of happy. So things started to get hot and heavy, and she goes, you should really go down on me. And I'm like, okay. So naturally I start kissing her feet. And after I got that, what the fuck are you doing look, I started working my way up a little bit, and I remembered a friend of mine said, you should lick the alphabet. So I start licking A, B, C, and nothing's happening. And then I'm like, oh man, I remember. She's Jewish. I know Hebrew. So now I'm licking Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Daled. It took a long time, but she finally got to the promised land. I have 2 kids, and they're just gonna be fucked up. I mean, we lie to them all the time. The Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, the Democrats can control a good Congress. Obviously that didn't work out too well. But, so instead of having a college fund like my parents had for me, I now have a therapy fund for my kids. As of today, we have 2 years of Bellevue covered. I also have a dog named Jack, and he's a 10-year-old beagle, and he's the biggest pain in the ass on the planet. He doesn't listen to anything. The other day I'm at home and my wife is screaming, Jack, off! Jack, off! I'm like, I have, but I haven't lost an ounce yet. So another quick little story here. Believe it or not, I worked for Disney, and it didn't go too well, but I'll tell you why. I worked at the front desk at the Grand Floridian Hotel, and if you've ever been to the Grand Floridian Hotel, it's this very posh Victorian-era hotel, and I was dressed as a gay good humor man. And at Disney, when you work at Disney, you have to learn how to point and smile. So it's always with a smile, and you have to have a 2-finger point, because apparently pointing like this in Zimbabwe is like, I fucked your mother and her goat. And apparently you can't do that at Disney. One time this couple came up and on their honeymoon, they were from New Jersey, they're making small talk, and I'm sitting there going, that's great. Well, we booked a room with a view of the castle. Is it available? And I tell them, no, it's not available. I'm sorry. If it becomes available during your stay, we'd be more than happy to accommodate you. But then I said in an off-color comment, because sarcasm's not allowed in the magical world of fucking Disney, I said, you're on your honeymoon. Do you really need a view of the castle? Well, the woman flips the fuck out. She's asking for my manager, and I'm like, okay. The manager comes back. She goes, we don't talk to our guests like that. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. She goes, no, it's not good. And at this point, I was done looking like the gay good humor guy, and I'm like, you know what? Here's your 2-finger point. Fuck you. I quit. Anyway, thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Monaco, everybody, huh? Doing all that dirty material in front of his wife. Boy, I'd like to be a fly on the window of the car on that ride home. Well, so just who was this school slut? Oh, Judy Molesky. Well, everybody fucked Judy Molesky.